You're watching Montana This Morning.
Authored by Montana's Senator Steve Daines, the Great Outdoors Bill ready to be signed by the president. What it does and how it's sparking a fight in the governor's race coming up.
A week has passed since a destructive fire destroyed 5 businesses in downtown Gardiner. I'm Cody Boyer. How the community is still stepping up to help.
6:29 now, back here on Montana This Morning. Caitlin Corbett, Chet Lehman, and Matt Elwell. Rain is still coming down, not super heavy yet, but it might get that way later.
I'm going to be wet here in about 12 minutes.
That's a really nice rain. There's no breeze. It's just falling straight down, watering my lawn beautifully. Thank you.
Bad?
This is beneficial.
It is beneficial.
Yes, we need it.
No lightning, no thunder out of it, at least here.
That's not going to be the case this afternoon.
Oh, no.
We're going to be dealing with some thunderstorms, maybe even some severe storms. The main thoughts for the severe weather today will probably be gusty wind in excess of 50 to 60 miles an hour. Light rain showers early this morning. The afternoon holds the chance for some of those heavier or stronger thunderstorms first west of the divide, but you'll see those really develop after the noon hour into the early to mid-afternoon and early evening. You can see the raindrops on the iCam there. Temperatures right now expected to be into the upper 70s to low 80s. The afternoon holding that chance for thunder showers for today. We'll talk about the potential for showers and thunderstorms for your Friday and into your weekend. That's all coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Matt. 6:31 now. Right now, the biggest conservation bill in nearly 50 years is heading to the president's desk.
Yeah, the House and Senate have now both approved the $3 billion deal aimed at boosting outdoor recreation, maintenance of national parks, and funding new conservation projects. It's known as the Great American Outdoors Act and was primarily sponsored by Montana U.S. Senator Steve Daines. The measure could create as many as 100,000 jobs for Americans. President Trump is expected to sign that measure. Now, Montana's only congressman, Republican Greg Gianforte, voted yes when that bill passed the House yesterday. Gianforte, who's running for governor, says it will increase access and that he would work to keep public lands controlled by the public. The Land and Water Conservation Fund has paid for dozens of projects in Montana. The bill goes to President Trump for his expected signature into law. And while Gianforte was praising the measure in Washington, his opponent in the race for governor, Mike Cooney, was in Montana. He stood near the stream access point that was the center of a lawsuit filed back in 2009. Greg Gianforte sued to remove a portion of the stream access over part of his Bozeman property. Cooney criticized his opponent for not co-sponsoring an identical House version of the Great American Outdoors Act.
What's so important about him co-sponsoring it? It shows leadership. It shows his commitment to his what he says is his strength of being a proponent of public lands. You can either lead on this issue or you can follow.
Gianforte spoke in Congress urging support for the bill, which easily passed. He called Cooney's presence near the East Gardiner River a photo op and criticized the Democrat for violating state ethics laws and failing to take stronger measures to renew jobs lost during the pandemic.
And speaking of outdoor recreation, Yellowstone National Park officials say to expect detours and delays at Old Faithful. There are safety concerns around the overpass bridge. Traffic will be routed around that bridge, and that's until further notice. We're not told what the problem is quite yet. You can still access Old Faithful and the Upper Geyser Basin, lodges, stores, the clinic, and gas station.
Well, 2 more people have died from COVID-19 in Montana. That brings the total to 42 for the state. A man in his 80s died in a hospital in Sweetgrass County. The second, a Yellowstone County man in his 60s, died at his home on Tuesday. State Health Department shows 104 new cases, 34 of those in Gallatin County. 19 counties showing new cases. That includes 1 each in Park, Beaverhead, Jefferson, Silver Bow. Their total now goes to 31. The Gallatin City County Health Department reports after the state. They show 23 new confirmed cases. 75 of them are confirmed active and 5 are in the hospital in Gallatin County. Later reports from other county health departments. That's the difference that you see on that graphic there in totals. There's also 1 new case at the Montana State Hospital. 1 patient there and a second patient presumed positive. 2 staff members from that facility have also tested positive.
Due to a large rise of COVID cases across the nation, Montana has had difficulty getting asymptomatic tests processed in an acceptable amount of time.
Now, Montana Governor Steve Bullock says there's a new partnership with Montana State University that aims to correct that. Beginning next week, MSU will begin processing asymptomatic COVID tests for the state. State Lab currently working with the university to certify their machines, hopes to get them up and running by next week. Now at the beginning, MSU will be able to process 500 tests a day.
I'm confident with MSU's research enterprise and ingenuity. Montana will have much of its testing capacity done here in state at the university and through our state lab.
Now, Governor Bullock also announced the state has allocated more than $800 million of the $1.25 billion provided to the state for COVID relief.
A week ago, 4 businesses were burning down in downtown Gardiner. Since then, the fire was ruled accidental, with Park County investigators saying it started in the kitchen of the 2-Bit Saloon and quickly spread. MTN's Cody Boyer checked back in with the community to show us that they're still banding together to help those who lost everything.
It's destruction that Gardiner has not experienced in decades, yet still, a week later, the community of Gardiner is stepping up, helping those displaced in the fire in every way that they can.
It doesn't even look like the same town anymore.
To Leslie Dare, secretary at the Gardiner Community Church, watching history become rubble and ash was almost too much.
There are just generations of memories being made in those buildings, and generations of businesses, because the businesses have changed throughout the years.
But what happened after a 2-day fire that displaced more than 60 people is what's catching Dare's breath now.
Red Cross got involved and they came down, and the clothing, people keep offering clothing, even though I think they all have enough clothing at the moment.
Local businesses helping their own. Hotels donated towels, sheets. Other restaurants donated food, clothes.
It's an incredible feeling. People are just so generous, and you don't think that people will want to support this little old town.
Others turned online. As of Wednesday, the Gardiner Fire Relief Fund for Small Businesses raised more than $7,000 selling Gardiner t-shirts. Rosie's Bistro also started a fundraiser, bringing in $3,000 for 7 employees. And 2-Bit Saloon has done the same, raising more than $27,000 for the employees that were where it all started.
It's so wonderful to know that this little old town it has such a global reach.
In just a week, each person displaced has a place to stay.
There's a good future for Gardiner, even though this is a very tragic end to that part of history.
And while the smoke rose for days, so did the people and businesses. They are still. In Park County, Cody Boyer, MTN News.
Those who are raising money in Gardiner do warn that a scam was found to be also collecting money for displaced employees. You can find all of the links to each of the legitimate fundraisers on our website.
While many people have lost their jobs due to COVID-19, one Bozeman photographer was doing his part to help change that. DN's John Miller was there for the close-ups.
Tilt your head to your right.
On Wednesday, Dave Shepard was using his photography skills for a good cause.
This is a way we could use our skills to get back, help some people. Hopefully, they leave here not with just a picture, but a little more confidence and feeling a little better about things and their direction. We can help them with their job search.
Shepard is helping out as a part of a national campaign that is taking headshots of 10,000 unemployed Americans. He's doing almost 30 people from the Bozeman community.
We're really trying to give back to people that are lost a job due to COVID-19, that are on their job search, help them out with a professional headshot they can use on social media, LinkedIn. It's me a little bit, chin down just a little.
Having a headshot on an online profile can greatly enhance the prospect of being hired.
On LinkedIn in particular, you're like 14 times more likely to be seen, and you get 9 times more connection requests if you have a professional photo versus either no photo or a not great one.
With a community that has been so good to him, it was the least he could do.
I've never been in a more giving place, no matter what it is. So we see a lot of great things that are happening from this, and I said this was just a skill I had and an opportunity, something I could do.
In Bozeman, John Miller, MTN News.
I love that, seeing professionals donate their time to help others.
Yeah,
out.
a very good deed.
Super cool. And
we've
hopefully some of those folks who had their photos taken, it will help them get their job.
Yeah, we've talked about how a professional headshot, means a lot, I think, for employers. So
yep,
hopefully that works out well for them.
I'm hoping so too.
6:39 coming up on Montana this morning. A dozen nuns are dead at a Michigan convent due to COVID-19. Coming up, where it happened and how the facility tried to protect itself.
Good morning. Ahead on CBS this morning, we're in California, where the state has now surpassed New York for the most coronavirus cases in the country. We'll tell you why Dr. Anthony Fauci says the disease may never fully go away. Also, acting Homeland Security Secretary Chad Wolf joins us. We'll ask him why federal agents are going into American cities like Portland, Oregon, that do not want their help. And play ball, Major League Baseball is set to begin after a nearly 4-month delay. We'll show you how the pandemic has made this a whole new ball game. We'll see you at 7.